Hey guys, well, I put the engine back in, just put some bits back on really because I've got bits to modify. I cut the tank mounts off and moved them up. That's on the front, and the tank is just, those little cups that slide onto the rubbers is just too big, so just have to trim them back a bit. But that's the position the tank's going to go. So I'm going to trim the old mount off, nick some metal off of the old frame, extend this out, put a little triangle in there for the rear tank mount, and then the tubes will come out the back. Now this is very similar to you can see the guy, this is what gave me the idea, and it just happened to be this is the bike that I got hold of. There's a chap does the SLR 650 mod for the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. Now he uses the original forks and wheels, I think, because this bike, fx650, I found out is made in Spain. Absolutely shit quality, and that's obviously why the wheels just furred up and disintegrated, because there was a chap selling some parts on eBay. In fact, it was on Facebook, and he said, oh no, the wheels were gone. They had the, I can't remember what he said, but he said the wheels just disintegrated. So my idea of refurbing those wheels was rubbish. I will probably cut the hubs out of them before I throw them away in case they're useful for something in the future. Anyway, so jobs to do are, first job is to just do that rear tank mount. And an issue that I have noticed is when I put the rear caliper on, I just want to use the rear caliper that come with this wheel, and I said I had to trim off the little, you know, you get the little metal bit that fits on the swinging arm that holds the floating caliper, so it slides up and down as you adjust the chain. But it was all a bit tight getting it in, and then if you look, the wheel is slightly off centre by 6 or 7 mil. So what I'm going to have to do is, if I had a milling machine, mill off, flatten this off. There's like a, I don't know if you can just see, there's a little upstand on there. So just basically going to grind 5 or 6 mil off of the back plate, because you need to keep that distance all exactly the same. Focus. You need to keep that distance all exactly the same there. So I need to move the wheel over this way. So I'm going to shave a bit off the back of here and increase the spacer on the other side to move the wheel over to the central position. That'll solve that problem. Going to cut these rear hangers down, keep the mount for the rear master cylinder or reservoir. This all that mechanism there needs cleaning up. So I'm going to cut that off this side and the other side. Use this bracket here somehow to, when the tailpipe turns up, which I won on eBay, that's going to go in here, which is the same as the guy uses on the SLR video. It's an R6 tailpipe. Looks really smart. What else is on my list? Yeah, fab the seat. Put the rear hugger on that swinging arm. I've got to do some modifications there, it doesn't quite fit the KTM one. Once I get hold of the metal to do the rear subframe to the hoop, fabricate up the battery box. Going to get a battery on order, a new one. And then it's, once I get that rear frame rigged up, I can bolt on, make the bracket to bolt the tailpipe on, and then somehow I'm going to use the metal from the original tailpipes, chop that up, and somehow fabricate that up and join that together. Got my TIG welder for that. If I can find my bloody camera holder, I'll try and do a video of that and figure out how to do that time-lapse photography. I have got that cheap GoPro I bought. That's got time lapse on that. Maybe I can use that. But yeah, it's coming together. It looks really nice. It looks very similar in size and stance to my friend's Ducati Scrambler. He's on holiday at the moment, but he comes back today, so he might be round this week, and we can sort of compare the bikes, see how they look together. That's just a sit-rep situation report. Found a nice speedo that's going to go on there. I've ordered that. I think I'm up at about 500 quid. What put the price up was buying that carburetor, which was annoying that I found an SLR carburetor for 50 quid, which is exactly the same. So don't rush into buying these things. It's difficult on eBay. If you only see one on there. Anyway, it was just a quick video. Show you the things we've got to do. Right.